This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. The winter session of India's Parliament entered its 19th day on Wednesday, but proceedings in both houses were disrupted by repeated adjournments. Amid chaos in the Parliament, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju accused Congress of exploiting Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's name for vote bank politics. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi accused Congress of denying Bharat Ratna to B.R. Ambedkar and hiding its misdeeds over the years. India's President Draupadi Murmu arrived in Hyderabad for her winter sojourn, inaugurating a mid-tea cafe and a souvenir shop at the Rashtrapati Nilayam. President Murmu also laid the foundation for a new park and inaugurated a vermi compost centre at Rashtrapati Nilayam in Hyderabad. The two-day International Energy and Exhibition Conference concluded in New Delhi, featuring discussions on energy transformation and its importance. The event also included an exhibition by industry stakeholders who showcased their contribution towards energy transformation. India's satellite telecom sector is now open for licensing, said Telecom Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia, emphasizing compliance with government regulations. In a joint operation, the Indian Army along with Jammu and Kashmir Police carried out a search operation in the Kupawada district, recovering arms and ammunition and narcotics. The Army and J&K Police recovered 4 pistols, 6 pistol magazines, 4 kilo of narcotics and other incriminating material. The Chennaur Corps of the Indian Army reiterated its commitment to a terror-free Kashmir. Indian naval ship Nirdeshak, a voyage of innovation and self-reliance, will be commissioned today at the Naval Dockyard in Visakhapatnam. The 3,400-ton vessel is part of a 4-ship project and a testament to India's growing stature in indigenous shipbuilding. The Border Security Force launched a vocational training program in Rajouri, J&K, aimed at empowering local youth and supporting families economically. Niti Aayog, in collaboration with international partners, hosted a workshop in Mumbai to discuss financing India's investment push and tackling climate challenges. Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Suman K. Berry highlighted the potential of India's forest resources to reduce carbon emissions while driving economic benefits. The 4th National Exports Competitiveness Summit 2024 took place today in New Delhi, bringing together key stakeholders to discuss the future of India's exports and the steps needed to enhance competitiveness in the global market. The chairman of the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, Sanjay Kumar Agrawal, stated that India's ambition to become a global export powerhouse is no longer a distant dream. Indian benchmark indices ended lower on the third consecutive session. The 30-share Sensex shared about 502 points to settle at 80,182. The NSE Nifty 50 ended down by 141 points to settle at 24,198. Indian rupee ended at fresh record low of 84 rupees 95 paise per dollar on Wednesday versus Tuesday's close of 84.90. Markets in the Asia-Pacific region were largely positive on Wednesday, with only Japan's Nikkei trading in the red. South Korea's Kospi gained 0.9%, while the small-cap Kosdaq dipped 0.2%. Australia's S&P 200 rose 0.2%. US stocks fell on Tuesday and crude prices dropped as investors digested economic data and anticipated central bank decisions. The Dow closed in the red for the 9th straight session, marking its longest losing streak since 1978. The Federal Open Market Committee began its 2-day policy meeting on Tuesday with expectations of a 25 basis point rate cut on Wednesday. European stocks fell to 2-week lows, dragged down by energy and healthcare sectors ahead of the central bank decisions. Market anxiety dragged Brazil's real currency to a historic low as significant central bank interventions again failed to counter market concerns over government spending. The dollar index, which measures the greenback against a basket of currencies including the yen and the euro, rose 0.18% to 106.98. US crude dropped 0.89% to $70.08 per barrel, and Brent crude slid 0.97% to $73.19 per barrel on Wednesday. Bitcoin hit another record high, climbing 0.52% to $106,635 as optimism about a strategic Bitcoin reserve by US President-elect Trump gained traction. India and China will hold a special representatives dialogue on the boundary question in Beijing on Wednesday. India's National Security Advisor and Special Representative on the India-China boundary question, Ajit Doval, will hold the 23rd meeting of the Special Representatives with his Chinese counterpart and Minister of Foreign Affairs of China, Wang Yi. Former President Ranil Wickremesinghe hailed the joint statement issued by India and Sri Lanka during the island's President Anura Kumara Dissanayike's visit to India, saying it will further deepen bilateral cooperation. Cairo talks show progress towards halting the 14-month Gaza conflict and securing hostage releases, with an agreement expected soon. The US expressed cautious optimism about a Gaza ceasefire but acknowledged past setbacks in similar efforts. Israeli airstrikes hit two northern Gaza locations on Tuesday, targeting a Hamas weapons facility. Former Israeli hostages called for a comprehensive deal to free captives still held in Gaza during a press conference in Tel Aviv. A mass grave near Damascus was reported to contain the remains of over 100,000 victims of Syria's former government. The US State Department called for accountability for those tortured and killed in Syria's civil war. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a security briefing atop a strategic Syrian mountain inside the UN-patrolled buffer zone on the Golan Heights. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israeli troops would remain in the buffer zone until another solution ensuring Israel's security is found. France reopened its embassy in Damascus after a 12-year closure, signaling renewed engagement with Syria post the downfall of Assad regime. The UN pushed for urgency in Iran nuclear talks, warning that its outcome is critical for global stability. The Deputy Chairman of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, warned Ukraine of retaliation for the assassination of a top Russian general in Moscow on Tuesday. The US denied any involvement in the Moscow assassination of the senior Russian general and his deputy. US President-elect Donald Trump nominated Herschel Walker as ambassador to the Bahamas on Tuesday. Kenya experienced a widespread power outage on Wednesday, the latest in a series of recurring blackouts this year. The FBI, Homeland Security, State Police and other agencies are investigating a large number of mysterious drones that have been reported flying over New Jersey and across the northeastern US, sparking speculation and concern. Japan's Space One terminated the flight of its Cairo small rocket shortly after liftoff on Wednesday, marking an end to its second attempt in 9 months to become the country's first company to deliver a satellite to space. A Philippines national accused for drug trafficking by Indonesia returned home after receiving clemency from death row after years of negotiations between the two countries. We're heading for a short break here in Express News. The rest of the news follow on the other side. Stay with us.
Pollution of all types across the globe is a huge problem. But what is the solution to this? Does it require individual efforts, community action, or state interference. Let's take a look at some of the possibilities, challenges and opportunities.
They have to segregate their waste, manage their organic waste within their premises as far as possible. They have to hand over the rest of the waste, the residual waste, to the authorized waste collector.
When the local administration saw what I had done, it decided to build the drainage system you see here, connecting the whole area to it.
Trees are our lifesavers. They give us oxygen, and it's unfair to harm them by hammering iron nails into them just for the sake of ads.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's resume. France's Mayotte reels from cyclone's devastation. Rescuers search desperately for survivors as they sought to assess the full scale of devastation wrought by Cyclone Chido. French officials said that thousands could be dead in Mayotte. Those injured and evacuated arrived in France's Reunion on Tuesday. Essential goods, medical and technical staff and police were arriving via the air bridge with La Reunion. French President Emmanuel Macron will visit Mayotte on Thursday in the aftermath of Cyclone Chido that ripped through the French Indian Ocean territory. Rescue work is ongoing after a 7.3 magnitude earthquake hit Vanuatu on Tuesday, killing 14 people. Fears mount that death toll may climb as people remain trapped under the rubble. Vanuatu's health systems overwhelmed after the deadly earthquake. Officials said that at least 200 people are being treated for injuries at the capital's main hospital. The first Australian relief flight carrying supplies and personnel is en route to quake-hit Vanuatu. Australian Treasurer Jim Chalmers vows further support as second serious earthquake struck Vanuatu in the space of 24 hours. Thai Prime Minister P. Shinawatra visited the southern province of Nakhon Si Thammarat to assess the damage caused by the recent floods and oversee relief efforts. She also chaired a meeting with local officials and gave instructions for assisting those affected by the disaster. During her visit, the Thai PM also distributed relief supplies to flood-affected residents in the Tha Po community. The floods have affected a total of 107,937 households in the province, resulting in 5 fatalities. Parts of India's Tamil Nadu continue to witness waterlogging due to continuous rainfall. The Met Department has issued an orange alert for heavy to very heavy rainfall in Chennai and 3 other Tamil Nadu districts for Wednesday and Thursday. Delhi's air quality index remained severe as residents woke up to chilly winds, foggy morning on Wednesday. The minimum temperature was recorded at 7.6 degrees Celsius. The visibility in New Delhi dropped to 50 meters in the early hours of the day. The India Meteorological Department has issued a yellow alert for Thursday and Friday. Ecuador completed $1.5 billion debt swap to protect and manage the forests and wetlands of its Amazon rainforest. It aims long-term funding for projects by using savings from debt relief instead of spending on debt servicing. The deal is expected to generate $23.5 million per year over 17 years, with $19 million annually going directly to the Amazon Bio Corridor program. Agadir city hosts the 4th edition of the International Forum History of the Kaftan, celebrating the history of the Moroccan kaftan and the cultural diversity of Morocco. Santa Claus swapped his traditional sleigh for a jet ski to deliver presents for children in Brazil. NGO Heroes of Love joined forces with the fire brigade to hand out gifts to children. Catholic community in Vietnam's Thai Binh province was seen decorating nativity scene ahead of Christmas. Christmas color and spirit spread through parishes and chapels, signaling a joyful and peaceful season ahead. In Bulgaria, a social enterprise in Plovdiv employed 27 people with physical or mental disabilities, creating hand-blown glass Christmas ornaments without molds in preparation for the festive season. The workshop in Bulgaria, which also includes ceramics and sewing facilities, is one of the few in Europe still using this traditional method. Christmas preparations are in full swing in India's southern state of Kerala. Markets in Kottayam were decked up with Christmas decorations as people began decorating their house with colourful stars and trees. Performers from Australia's Circa circus troupe gave passers-by in London a taste of their upcoming Duck Pond show. Duck Pond is a joyous reimagining of the Swan Lake and the ugly duckling in circus. The acrobats created different poses by River Thames as well as on the steps by the South Bank Centre, where their show will run from December 19th to 30th. Thousands of visitors flocked to Bhaktapur Festival in Nepal to experience unique and historic art, culture, festival and way of life. The 5-day-long festival showcases local heritage to the tourists. Tourists can also savour the taste of delicacies like yomari, jujudhao, barda and traditional Newari khaja at the Bhaktapur Festival in Nepal. Preparations for Prayagraj Mahakumbh 2025, the world's largest religious gathering, are in full swing in India. Scheduled from January 13th to February 26, 2025, the grand event symbolises India's rich cultural and spiritual heritage. A Hong Kong startup develops a humanoid robot called CAPTCHA that can also be used in the classroom. It talks to the Delmenhorst students about artificial intelligence, its possibilities and opportunities. American actor Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan reunite for the next chapter of the martial arts franchise titled Karate Kid Legends. It will release in cinemas on May 28, 2025. Hollywood star Tom Cruise bagged the US Navy's highest civilian award. He has been awarded for his outstanding contribution to the Navy and the Marine Corps through on-screen representation. Trailer for spy drama Black Bag is out now. The movie will hit the big screens on March 14th. Iconic actor Marisa Paredes passed away aged 78 following a coronary problem. Paredes is best known for her collaborations with Spanish filmmaker Pedro Almodovar. The 2025 Berlin International Film Festival unveiled first gala screenings. The festival promises a diverse and star-studded lineup for its 75th edition. Anuja, a live-action short film produced by Guneet Monga, makes its way to Oscars 2025 shortlist. Kiran Rao's Lapata Ladies misses the international feature film category. British-Indian film director Sandhya Suri's film Santosh becomes UK's official entry to Oscars. Shot in Hindi, Santosh had its world premiere at the 77th Cannes Film Festival earlier this year. Shortlists for 10 categories for the 97th Academy Awards have been announced. The movies Emilia Perez and Wicked have emerged as the frontrunners in multiple categories. The Netflix documentary on Bollywood star Hrithik Roshan's family, titled The Roshans, will premiere on January 17, 2025. The series will centre around the Roshan family, highlighting their impact on the industry. On to sports news now. Liverpool FC has announced a new TV drama series in development, focusing on Bill Shankly's legendary reign. The iconic manager transformed the fortunes of the club when he took over the Reds in 1959. Incessant rainfall in Brisbane forces the third test between India and Australia to end in a draw. India's Ravichandran Ashwin announced his retirement from international cricket, finishing as India's second highest wicket taker with 537 wickets in 106 tests. Australia's batting star Travis Head played down concerns about his groin injury, said he would be fit for the fourth test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. In women's cricket, West Indies beat India by 9 wickets in the second Women's T20 International to level the 3-match series 1-1 in Mumbai. The third and the final test will take place on Thursday. Bangladesh defended the modest score of 129 to clinch the T20 International Series with a 2-0 lead. They beat West Indies by 27 runs in the second game at St. Vincent. England women registered their first test win in a decade and claimed victory by the margin of 286 runs over South Africa in Bloemfontein. Spanish club Real Madrid will take on Mexico CF Pachuca in the FIFA Intercontinental Cup 2024 final at the Lusain Stadium in Qatar on Wednesday. Vinicius Jr. won the Best FIFA Men's Player Award. He became the first Brazilian to receive this award since its inception in Qatar. Aitana Bonmati won the Best FIFA Women's Player Award for a second time in a row at the same event. And in the coach category, Real Madrid's Carlo Ancelotti was recognized as the best men's coach for guiding his team to remarkable victories. Emma Hayes earned the Best Coach Award in the women's category for her outstanding contribution to Chelsea's 5th consecutive Women's Super League title. In chess, newly crowned world champion D. Gukesh has pulled out of the upcoming FIDE World Rapid and Blitz Championship. Arjun Ergyasi R. Pragnananda will represent India at the event. The FIDE World Rapid and Blitz Championship will be held from December 26th to 31st in New York. Swedish pole vaulter Armand Duplantis was named the World's Sports Star of the Year at the Sports Personality of the Year Awards. And left-arm spinner Mitchell Santner has been named as the New Zealand captain in One-Day Internationals and 2020 cricket on Wednesday. With that, we come to the close of this edition of Express News. News and updates continue on DD India. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.